right. Hi, guys. Welcome to Word of the Day Wednesdays. My name is Nicole D. Miller. I am the author of When Love Wins. Yeah, I finally get to say that. It feels so weird to say When Love Wins after a year of saying Stories for the Urban Soul. But When Love Wins is a beautiful tale of love, of sisterhood, of forgiveness, but it also deals with childhood trauma, bullying, mental health issues, depression, anxiety, and it's written from 2 points of view. 2 young women who are cousins, night and day, Ashley, the urban socialite fashionista artist, and Natalie, the quiet, more reserved, social advocate, faith-based writer. So, to find out more, you can go to whenlovewins.love. Grab your copy. The pre-sale is on and poppin'. For those of you who follow my social media or on my email list, you know we just started the audio recording for When Love Wins. Yay! So we are definitely on the move. Stay tuned for the actual launch, April 2023. But let's get started with Word of the Day Wednesdays. So you guys know that I do Word of the Day Wednesdays every Wednesday. I piggyback off of my latest blog. So the blog that I just released is called Something Like a Dream Manifester. And what's interesting is that I didn't know that's what I was going to write when I wrote the blog. I thought I was going to be writing about something else. But I ended up writing about just being in this vein of being a creative. And it's interesting because in this season, so many people come up to me and tell me, you inspire me, or they write it on my social media. And I'm grateful for people to share their heart in that way, but I'm usually kind of at a loss as to why? Why am I inspiring them? Some people say you inspire me to be a writer. And I think what I had to realize is there is something to manifesting your dreams, right? So we have so many obligations and responsibilities that are pulling on us daily, especially if you're parents or, you have a high-powered job position. In some capacity, you may have obligations to do things just to make ends meet or pay your bills or survive, right? So what I realize is those things can take precedence, and your actual dreams, the things that you're passionate about, the things that you love to do, you aspire to do, you wish you could do full time. If you could get paid to do it, you would do it. Maybe you feel like you can't get paid. Those are the things that kind of get put on the back burner. And sometimes it's so hard for us to go after those things, right? If we have other responsibilities and obligations that take precedence. What I share about in the blog is that I've been afforded this time and space to pursue my dreams. And I feel like part of it is not even about my dreams, it's about my ancestors' dreams. I feel like there are people who are in my bloodline who didn't have the time and space and resources to do what I get to do, and because of their sacrifices and the doors of opportunity that I have open now are built on their backs. They're the ones who they had to, survive and make ends meet, and they weren't able to live out their passions, but now because we're connected eternally, they can live out their passions through me. So I kind of talk about that in the blog, encouraging you, if you're a dreamer, if you're someone who feels like, I don't have time, I don't have space, I encourage you to tap into your dream, to make the time and space. One of the things I say in my coaching calls with aspiring authors is you have time, you just don't have as much as you want to write a full book, but find 30 minutes in a day and then look up after a month and see how much you've written. If you're dedicating 30 minutes a day to your passion in a month, what are you going to have? You're going to have something tangible there. And another thing is, and I've talked about this before, when I got into being in this vein of being a full-time writer, author, and creative, I had to change my mindset. I had to overcome this lie, this false belief that I can't make money doing this. Who makes money as a writer? And because I had that mindset, it was keeping me from tapping into everything else that was going to unfold with being a creative. And one of those things is my publishing company, right? So now I'm not just writing, but I'm helping other people unleash and birth their dreams and write. And guess what? They're paying me. So that, that may not have been possible to me beforehand. Thanks, Jamia. That may not have been possible to me beforehand because of my false belief that was limiting me. Funny enough, I was on Facebook recently and I was following a well-known Christian poet that I've seen perform, and it dawned on me like, man, this lady has a huge following. She's killing it. I've known about her forever. And I thought about a question I asked her years ago about having this platform. Like, did you see yourself having this platform when you started off in your poetry? And she was just like, never, like I didn't even know I could do this, and the word in my heart was like, yeah, if a poet can blow up, if a poet can have a platform, a poetic ministry, it's like anything is possible, at least in my field, there are known authors that make a living off of this, right? But I don't know too many poets that are killing it like this person is and like other people in her field that I know are. And it just confirms that when God calls you to something, or when you have purpose and destiny attached to your name, it can look different than what everybody else is called to, but that doesn't mean it can't happen. So if you're in need of encouragement to pursue your passion, to pursue your dream, definitely check out Something Like a Dream Manifester. I do want to give a shout out to Ignite with Lights. I know that they posted me recently. They posted When Love Wins. I shouldn't say me. They posted When Love Wins in their newsletter. And so I want to give them a shout out. I know they have an event coming up. That event is, I think it's on the 25th of January, and I think it's at Cohatch, and I think they're partnering with Futureland. I have a lot of I thinks because I'm going off the top of my head because it's spur of the moment. But if you're on my newsletter and my email list, I'll definitely drop something in there next week. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a small business owner, if you're a minority business owner, tap in. It's such a great place to network, to be in the know about the go-getters and the fire starters in the city. I also want to thank Permission to Write. They dropped my book in their newsletter as well and gave me a shout out, and I don't take that lightly. I highly esteem them. I'm actually signed up for a workshop they're going to be teaching this month, so tap into their newsletter too. They have so many resources and workshops for their writers. Speaking of workshops, one of my connects, Sage the Coach, she has a writing workshop coming up, which I just shared in my email list. So it's virtual, so you don't have to be there, because I know she's on Central Time, so I know she's not in Ohio, but she has a writer's workshop. I benefited from some of her online groups of promoting Black authors, as well as giving us tools and equipping us to be indie authors. I'll definitely be implementing some of the tools and resources she shared with my upcoming virtual launch for the book. So if you don't know who I'm talking about, sign up for my email list. I will definitely let you know that information. But I know she has an 8-week course. I think it starts January 22nd. And I know her Instagram handle is @SageTheCoach, D-A Coach. So those are all of the events and things at the top of my head right now. I appreciate you guys. The support has been unreal. I just have been getting so many messages of people rooting for me, and it does make me feel emotional. That people are literally on this journey with me to see the manifestation of what I feel like I'm called to with my writing, with the publishing house, and with doing all the things. So thank you for the support, and stay tuned and chime in if you have any feedback for this particular blog. Please go on the website, drop your tidbits into the comments, and I'll be sure to respond. All right, so you guys have a good night, and I will see you next week for Word of the Day Wednesdays.